So what's happening right now is you're meeting two cool new people, myself and Tim Hunt. We're just going to dive into the story, and I'll be back with, some thinking about the story. A while back, I said I don't care if AI replaces people who stopped trying. The comments called me cold. Then a clinic showed me exactly why I said it. They were moving off of their old medical record system onto a new one. Every patient has to line up perfectly across both. And this data was a swamp. Names spelled 3 ways, birthdays off by a digit, fields left blank for years, because nobody typing them in cared if they were true. Weird. The new vendor promised to migrate everything. They moved the patients' names and bounced. So the clinic paid 4 people to finish it by hand, a team of 4. They uploaded the wrong documents to the wrong patients, medical files, as a routine. Full salaries for work that came back worse than untouched. In other words, if they just had left the project alone, it would actually be in better shape. I love that outcome in business. That's what makes the world go round right there. I came in and built a tool. My code could confidently match 4,000 of the 27,000 patients. Tim, not a bad result, really. The rest were too corrupted for any rule. So I stopped writing rules and gave the job to an agent. Now the staff just talks to it in English. This scan is under the wrong patient. Find who it belongs to and move it. This patient has no attorney on file. Get it. Fill in the date of accident for these 50. And it does, in seconds. When the answer isn't in either system, it opens the patient's own documents, reads them, and recovers it. The attorney nobody ever typed in? It found it inside a PDF and wrote it into both systems. That's the real work. Not move the file. Find the truth a paid team couldn't be bothered to record and put it where it belongs. Prototype in an evening. Production by the weekend. The 4 are gone, good riddance. The agent runs nights and weekends, and it never has a bad day. Now let me talk about this for a second, because there's a lot going on. See, for one, a lot of the anti-AI propaganda that you see is actually coming out of China. China wants a head start. They want a lead in the AI race. So they are distributing as much anti-AI propaganda throughout the United States and other countries as possible. Other countries are doing it as well, but believe me, China's number one. China doesn't want you deploying AI. They don't want AI to grow here in the United States. So they teach you that the data center is evil using lies. They also don't want you to learn how to prompt properly, use AI properly. So, of course, they convince you that AI itself is the devil. They tell you AI is coming for your job. AI is not coming for your job. AI did nothing by itself in this case. Tim Hunt, an independent systems engineer and solutions architect, I'm going to get back to that in a second, is who did that. Tim can use AI well. Tim came for your job. Tim fixed the problem. See, because there's another type of person who is anti-AI, and that is Mr. and Mrs. Terrible. That's a new character name that I have come up with to help me tell this story. Mr. and or Mrs. Terrible don't do work. They're very, very lazy. They're actually, probably stuck in apathy, have serious attitude problems, all the rest, right? These are generally negative people. All they know how to do is complain. And for some reason, they always have an excuse, not a solution or a result, right? Right? You know Mr. and Mrs. Terrible. You sure do. You do. You probably sit next to one where you're watching this video right now. Yeah, I'm willing to bet money on that, and I mean actual money. So why would Mr. and Mrs. Terrible be anti-AI? You would think they'd be truly happy about it, but they're not, because AI represents the accountability that they've been succeeding in avoiding where they sit for as long as they've been sitting there. Let me spell that out for the slow kids at the back of the bus. What I mean is Mr. and Mrs. Terrible, or that lazy dipshit that sits at the desk, not only doesn't do work, but will literally work against work getting done. Why? Because if work is getting done, it makes Mr. and or Mrs. Terrible look terrible. They don't want that. They don't want that accountability. They don't want Tim to show up with the result, get the work done, and now, yeah, they're out of a job. But why are they out of a job? Is it really because AI put them out of a job? No. Is it even because Tim showed up and did his job? No, it isn't. The reason they're out of work is because they are a lazy dipshit that just refuses to do work. Yeah, and they will work against work getting done in your company, because when work is getting done, they become Mr. and Mrs. Terrible. You realize who terrible was. Who terrible was. The person that wasn't getting the job done. The person that was working against other people getting the job done, because if other people are getting the job done, it shows them for who they are. And that is why those people stand firmly against AI and even against Tim. They hate Tim. Why? Tim is what brought the accountability to their desk that they had succeeded in avoiding for who knows how long. Who knows how long. There are people that have been working jobs for 20 plus years in this mindset where they literally do the bare minimum. They actually will do nothing if they can, and they turn in excuses instead of results. And because I guess overall they have a nice personality outside of work, or you like drinking beer with them, nobody fires them. And also because, well, what are you going to do, right? Like, that's just, I guess that's that job, right? Like, it isn't like, every manager or CEO or decision maker is capable of observing Mr. and Mrs. Terrible one-on-one. You literally don't have the time and the resources to do that. And frankly, AI, you'd be wasting AI in that role. What you should be doing is simply looking for people like Tim Hunt to come in and help you find that, right? Like, delegate some of that to Tim. Tim can come in and help you get a grip on what exactly is failing and where, and then maybe build you a solution to that replaces Mr. and Mrs. Terrible with an actual result where you needed it the whole time along. Okay? Now that's just something to think about as you go on about your scroll here today. By the way, my name is Rob Colbert. This is The Scroll. Digital telepresence. Welcome to it. Cheers.